What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the right side, whoop, the left side of the map. My right and my left and my left and my right. Spawning the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is reDo. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki as well. His name is Kimo. This is, I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the quarterfinals of the Fimbulwinter tournament. If you do not want to be spoiled by the result of Fimbulwinter and you want to see it, I recommend going and checking out in the description below. I will put it, AOL Iron Maiden's YouTube channel. Go and check that one out. And then once you get to this series, come back and watch my video. Once you get to this game in the series, yes, or watch it over there, I don't mind. But this is a part of the Fimbulwinter series for the quarterfinals, only Norse allowed. Two of the best players currently playing here, not just of Norse, but just in terms of mechanics, in terms of decision making, and in terms of just everything. Two of the best players currently playing the game here. We'll see how this game's going to go. Loki versus Loki is such a volatile matchup. I keep talking about the coin flip in this matchup, but the more I see it, the more I'm like, just don't resign. If you, just don't resign. Unless you lose all your villagers, don't resign. Why? Because your opponent's going to throw. This matchup is, from what I've seen in this Fimbulwinter tournament, this matchup is the most thrown matchup I've out of every matchup. Now, the phrase is, never underestimate a Norse player's ability to throw the game. Now, the reason why this is a phrase is because Norse is Norse's game plan is basically you have to get in front. If you're not in front, you're probably going to be losing the game. So there's so much of an emphasis in getting in front. And then once they're in front, then there's still a chance they're going to be losing the game. So you just got to be really, really careful about it all. As we see something very strange from, I see. We see something very strange from reDo, but he's taking the low HP villagers. Anyways. The big thing with the Loki mirror, and this is where I think Loki players are getting it wrong, is they take a fight and they win the fight. And then after that, what they do is they look to go and win the game straight away. But what ends up happening is the reinforcements from their opponent come in and your HERSIR, they're all like 20% HP. Because you're in an equal matchup. You took a fight. You didn't win because you're better than your opponent. You won because you slightly microed better. There's just a slight little margin, and you just hard win the fight because a whole bunch of your units didn't die. So once you win the fight, get onto the healing spree. Don't look for a raid. Don't go and fight him. Get on the healing spree and heal your shit back up. Then go and fight again. That is the secret to this matchup. Anyways. Rant over. All right, so we are seeing the temple coming up here for reDo. The temple coming up here already for Kimo. Kimo's got his 7 villagers on the Rhino over here. He's got his 4 villagers on the wood, 3 villagers or dwarves, with a 4th coming in onto the gold tier as well. It looks like Kimo's going to be taking it a little bit slowly here, not going for a fast classical age, instead opting for an early HERSIR as he fights the boots of Kick Everything. Talk about a relic that absolutely breaks this matchup. Holy moly. Both players going for a delayed 4-setty here to some degree. Thundercloud Shawl over here, not really that useful in this matchup, unfortunately, with the lack of pierce damage. Though Trolls are very, very good here. But Kimo, flip a coin how many times eventually you will land on a side that has boots to kick everything, and eventually it's going to ruin a Loki versus Loki mirror. I don't know if it's going to ruin it, but it's going to give Kimo a huge advantage. Look, it's already at 5.04 speed, plus all of Thanes puts it up to 6.04 speed. I believe it, 6.14 speed. I believe it's 1.1. Yeah, 1.1 move speed. Absolutely insane. HERSIR coming out now for reDo over here as well. He does pick up that Thundercloud Shawl. Like I said, not that important. Yes, the trolls are going to come in. Maybe Ballister. Maybe going to be helping underneath the Tower Fire. But reDo sees that. He's got to have seen that relic and just gone, biggest sigh ever. And classic fashion, there's this weird bug that happens in Age of Mythology where you right-click on the temple, you hold shift, and you send your HERSIR off to do something else, and it doesn't drop the relic in. I'm not sure why, but I think the answer is to right-click on the temple, hold shift, right-click on the temple again, and then right-click somewhere else. I think that's how you play around that bug for whatever reason. As Kimo's troll coming out here, we do see the HERSIR scouting around. If we take a look at each player's perspective here, Kimo's got no scouting done. reDo's got no scouting done. So both players opting to go for the no scouting plays. The troll does get spotted here. A couple of whacks here. Kimo needs to send a unit over here to ensure this one stays alive. It's very, very vital to keep you, well, kind of vital to keep your trolls alive, but Kimo's going to drop his healing spring down fairly soon. As we do see reDo now pushing out across the map, going to be looking to hit these villages, but there are a couple of HERSIR here. Helgi Flowerfoot and Snorri Frost Drowner here to send that troll back into where it once came from. But now we do see reDo here. reDo is in, but look at all the HERSIR out for Kimo here. He's in a big advantage. It's 42 population for reDo. As Kimo, he's at 45. But look at this micro here from reDo. This is what makes these players so good. And I'm proud to admit I'm not capable of this type of play where it's like your constant attention to your army, getting just the slightest little bits of chip damage done with an advantage on numbers. Even if your opponent's got 6 HERSIR there and you've got 3 HERSIR there, if you see your opponent is only got 1 HERSIR or at a straight line or something, you can turn around, get 1 whack, retreat back, and you get out with having dealing 8 times 3 damage, where your opponent only gets about 8 damage done, and you smallest of advantages, but advantages nonetheless. As the HERSIR of Kimo starting to move across the map, searching around for villagers to kill. The villagers have found their giraffe in this corner. Kimo's also got giraffe in his own corner. So, I mean, there's a little bit of something going on there. As Hall of Thanes is already in for reDo, as Kimo engages a little bit early there before his own Hall of Thanes comes through. And there it goes. And now look, both players 156 HP. But 6.14 speed for Kimo's HERSIR. They move absurdly fast. Now, fighting underneath Healing Spring, this is a little known fact. Healing Spring heals at 3 HP a second when not in combat. When in combat, it heals at 0.3 a second. So every 3 seconds of combat, you get 1 HP back. Might not seem like a lot, but it actually ends up being a big deal. Kimo's still in front in terms of population here, but reDo is commanding this fight somehow. Fighting underneath the town center here as the Healing Spring does get stolen for a hot second. Gets a little bit of HP done as they retreat back. The troll over here, looks like Kimo's going to attempt to take that one down. 1 HERSIR manages to snipe a villager here. Absolutely huge. Kimo wants to get a myth unit spawn there. Doesn't quite get it. And reDo gets his Valkyrie spawn there. That's so bad for reDo. He wanted that on the front of the fight here. He can send it off to go raid now, though. So it's not all awful. It could have been an iron here. It could have been much worse. Kind of gets that lucky coin flip, so to speak, as we see a forward longhouse coming down now for reDo, as Kimo might say, well, this is time for me to attack. As he pushes through, as we see 1 troll spawn there for Kimo. Not the best of helps for him in this fight, as reDo does decide to pull back here. It's still kind of equal in terms of HERSIR numbers as reDo makes the full retreat back. But the thing is, Kimo can hit these HERSIR with his 6.14 speed so absurdly well, because he's with that booster kick everything. It's going to be a really big deal. All right, we'll see how things are going to go. Apparently 1 HP every 3 seconds is irrelevant. I don't think that in a mirror matchup, anything is irrelevant. Every small thing matters, as reDo does get that revenge kill almost on this gatherer, as we do see Kimo. He does great micro there from Kimo, managing to block that villager or block that Valkyrie there. But now this villager is in for a little bit of a problem here. Can he garrison it into the tower? Nope. He's going to rush straight to the rush straight to the chickens here as the Valkyrie tries to get around. Does manage to hit that villager. Not going to be able to get the kill, though. Yes, he does get the kill. 2 villager kills there with the Valkyrie. That's going to put reDo slight advantage there for Kimo, and we'll see how things are going to go. As the gold mine does expire there. Kimo going to be moving over to the gold mine over here as well. As reDo starting to push forward with his own army. Does have this spy. Both people have got, both players look like they've got their army spied here. And this is something very, very standard in the Loki mirror. As the gold villagers moving over onto this gold mine onto the bottom there. Do see the HERSIR starting to engage here. Both players at full population. We don't see any armory upgrades just yet. Still no INR spawns. So nothing too significant in these fights here. The Valkyrie pops out. Another Valkyrie there for Kimo. Will there be any INR here? We do see a handful of throwing axemen coming through here for reDo. As there's another Valkyrie for Kimo. He's got 3 Valkyrie in this fight. As there's the INR for reDo. Is it too little too late though? A troll spawn here for Kimo, as the population here for Kimo still sitting in front here after all is said and done. The INR pushing forward here. You got to focus that down. Don't let it get off. Another special attack there. Kimo's INR does spawn on this fight. More HERSIR coming back in onto this one. Still very, very close in terms of numbers here. Kimo drops down very, very hard there at the end there though, as another INR, well that's the first INR coming through, another INR up here for reDo. Another troll coming through as reDo continuing to take this fight. Both players still no armory upgrades here in this fight, and it does look like after all is said and done, the dust is settled. Kimo does end up winning this fight ever so slightly. Another INR spawn here. Another HERSIR falling. The Hall of Thanes coming in absolutely clutch here. Now is the moment. Kimo needs to just right click on his healing spring. Look at the HERSIR. So many low HP HERSIR. Send those back. You can send the full HP HERSIR around to raid if you so choose. This HERSIR getting sniped. Great play there from reDo. Revenge kill for reDo here. But you've got to send the weak HERSIR back here. Same too for reDo at this point. Otherwise, nothing happens and you just end up sacking a whole bunch. But Kimo, he will be finding the gold mine here of reDo. We see a troll coming in, going to be harassing into the main base. Kimo does spot this. We do see reDo in hot pursuit over here. He's got 6 HERSIR to the 8 HERSIR of Kimo. Kimo not paying attention on this one just yet. This troll kind of sitting idle. I'd love to see it just get pushed into that tree there, that tree line. Do we see a heroic age coming through for Kimo? Not just yet. Farms are up in the main base in a very, very awkward fashion here. He does have this ox cart here. Often you forget that ox carts can be utilized in the classical ages. We do see the HERSIR coming over here. They're going to start harassing these dwarves. Great reaction there from reDo. Going to be pulling back immediately here. As one dwarf going to be going down. Good micro here from Kimo, pulling back the low HP HERSIR, but more HERSIR coming in here for reDo as Kimo does retreat back. We see another longhouse coming up here for Kimo. Still no upgrades. Still no copper mail here. There's full population basically for Kimo. He's got to get that copper mail. It's so important. Same too for reDo. Pickaxe coming through here for reDo as well, as a Valkyrie does get sniped down. A little bit more damage getting dealt. Another Valkyrie coming through here for reDo as well. Look, the INR are going to be the big difference maker here in this fight. There's 2 of them in here. He's got to make sure he gets them into the fight. Does not want to take these fights in this kind of position that he's going for. Ensure he takes it. I mean, he could go now. Get mail. Get copper mail as well. Going to be in a great position as the HERSIR starting to push forward here, trying to get onto those dwarves as best as they can. The HERSIR will be falling here as well. As will he be able to send the INR around onto the dwarves or something? Kimo pulling back there at that point. Does get the INR forward. Does get the horns blown. Great micro there. Will he have enough HP after all is said and done here on this fight to find an advantage or not with those INR? He will be able to keep them alive for potentially a second horn blow here. But it's looking like, to me, reDo is winning this fight. Kimo's dropping down 105 population. Another INR spawn is going to be a big, big help, but so too does reDo. Get his INR spawn here, not pulling the dwarves just yet to help out. We do see a handful of throwing axemen. Generally speaking, the throwing axemen, they're not actually that good here in these fights. They've only got a 100% bonus versus heroes, specifically Norse heroes. And they don't really help against the HERSIR in the slightest. And Kimo now, he has to retreat back. And I think this all comes down to Kimo not healing up those HERSIR in the first part there and making throw an axeman here that just, while they might seem like a great idea, they're really not. They're really not. Maybe in the early stages of the game before Hall of Thanes comes down, where the thrown axeman can start hitting from range and being good from range. But once Hall of Thanes comes in, those thrown axemen start being a very big liability. It's much better to just go mass HERSIR and be in a great position there. Now reDo immediately targeting this gold mine. A handful of HERSIR coming over here at 7 HERSIR apiece with 2 Valkyrie on this fight. And reDo now with the advantage yet again. I do think he just needs to pull back, get onto that healing spring, and heal those bad boys back up. As you can see, the reinforcements are coming through here. Kimo's kind of also another problem with making throw and axeman is you're wasting wood on not farms, because you need farms. You need to be going up to like 20 farms or so as the Valkyrie back onto this position. Kimo not paying attention over there, going to get a little bit of damage done onto those dwarves. As definitely shanking Valkyrie. Just send a couple of HERSIR over there. It's not a big deal. They're moving at 6.14 speed. They're very, very quick. Get over here, kill the Valkyrie. You also don't get favor, I don't think, for shanking with dwarves as opposed to HERSIR. So it's a little bit of a problem where that's concerned. There's another longhouse coming down. Both players still kind of stuck in this classical age. As we see another ox cart coming through here for Kimo. He wants to put the ox cart onto his farms over here. He's got a perfectly reasonable place to drop farms here as well, though. And also over on this position, you don't need a dedicated farming ox cart as Norse because you've got the wood lines. So you just go onto the wood lines, and then maybe afterwards you can leave the ox cart there, or you can start thinking about putting the villages elsewhere. As the HERSIR coming in onto this position. We'll see how things are going to go here as the dwarves do get raided yet again. The dwarves going to turn around and actually take a bit of a fight. I much prefer to run with the dwarves here. They've got enough HP to survive as you come back. If you're just going to keep fighting here, yes, your opponent loses some HERSIR here, and that might be an advantage, but you lose so many more dwarves, and this just means if reDo can distract for a little bit, he's going to be in an advantage here. 3 villager lead, getting a town center up on that side over there. Handful of iron. We do see a handful of throw and axemen coming through here for reDo as his farms are coming up. I'd love to see some of those villagers dropping up onto this position, getting that. There is a little bit of hunt remaining on the map here for both players in this top corner of the map with a zebra, gazelle, a couple of lions there as well. If Kimo had scouted just a bit better, he might have known about it. But Kimo has played this game for quite a while. He knows that there's not a ton of hunt up there. Very, very little there. Nonetheless, as this HERSIR in the middle of the base here. Was that a heroic age? No way. No one's in the heroic age just yet. But town center coming up here for reDo. Kimo, on the other hand, he's deciding heroic age first and then town center. There's really no big rush to get to the heroic age. Why? The actual thing, and reDo actually gets heroic age here first and the town center. That's wild. What you need in this Loki mirror is to be on the offensive. Why? Because if you're on the defensive, you can't retreat away from flaming weapons. If you're on the offensive, you can. As we do see the army coming over here, going to get this town center up. Nice longhouse coming up on this town center, going to prevent that one from coming up anytime soon here. So if you're on the offensive with Loki, your opponent casts flaming weapons, you can just retreat. So, or even in the middle of the map, you just want to ensure that the flaming weapons is cast not on your gold mine, so you can retreat away and you don't have to worry about it. Flaming weapons in this matchup, unless you've got tons of throw and axemen, really doesn't do all too much. In fact, I think it doesn't do so. I think it so much doesn't do anything that if you've got the initiative, it might even be better to go for Njord in this matchup. That might sound crazy, but it might even be better to go for Njord. Just with the mountain giant, not really the mountain giant. You don't want to build Battle Boar in this matchup either. I see Battle Boar getting built here so much. It's not worth it. Trolls are much better, especially when your opponent starts making the throw and axemen, and then fire giants or trolls in the late game are much better than those Battle Boar. Mountain giants at least have an edge use case, which is a side temple and a mountain giant raiding a town center later in the game. But you do unlock that with Hell, so neither here nor there. As the HERSIR moving forward, I think both players are just overcommitting too much on these throw and axemen. This is possibly the problem here, and this is what I'm not used to seeing. So maybe Bragi here is going to be a really big assistance. Because if this was maybe, I don't know. I have this feeling that if this was like Gabu here, he would just be full HERSIR and be surrounding the army and just winning. Especially because Kimo's got 6.14 speed on these HERSIR. It's just a much better approach. Bronze Mail coming through here for Kimo. reDo doesn't have that up just yet. So this is going to be an advantage here for Kimo in the upcoming fight. If he waits it out, but he's looking to engage just that little bit faster. Flaming weapons getting dropped for both players here as the fight ensues. No one's going to be retreating. Another INR here for Kimo here. You've got to micro that INR as soon as it spawns. It's really, really dumb. It tries to go to the most stupid unit possible. Look at it just running around doing nothing there. Finally hits that special ability, gets the horn off, but now Kimo has to retreat back as he's dropped down. The bronze male still not finishing here in this fight. Now it's through. Heavy infantry being the upgrade of choice, though, for reDo is going to more than make up for that bronze male here. As the army here does turn around, Kimo starting to attack. We do see this town center coming up for reDo. Is now reDo's 3 town centers to 2 town centers. I mean, imagine a bunch of trolls at the back here. That would be a big, big help here. Kimo's not going to be building them, though. He's still building HERSIR. Because at the moment, you've got no... I mean, Battle Ball can run around the map, I guess. We do see some random dwarves on this position. Troll spawn there. Going to be a big, big help as well. And now Kimo finds the advantage here. But he's in a town center deficit. And this can be very, very difficult to come back from. For sure. So we'll see if Kimo can make Kimo magic happen. He is one of the hardest players to kill in the game. He is moving forward onto this gold mine, though, as reDo has kind of secured everything. But look at this, not having this position scouted. Where do you think your opponent is? Well, he's nowhere. He's not on any gold mine. Where do you think he is? He's in that black fog. And we'll see if reDo is going to be able to work that one out at any point here in this game. As the dwarf here getting taken down, we do see the HERSIR coming over here to clean these units up. Do we see irrigation in for Kimo? No, he doesn't have hand axe either. The army starting to take this fight on this town center as reDo starting to wander forward here as well. Copper weapons coming in for reDo. I like that choice. Copper weapons or bronze mail is always an argument, but I mean, it just depends on what sort of units. You've got great micro there from reDo, dodging the throwing axeman nicely. As now Kimo, he's got to micro this nicely with the throwing axe, but sometimes it's actually best to not focus fire the HERSIR, so to speak, but more grab like packs of fire throwing axemen and just have them target different HERSIR, and then just be on top of which on seeing if your opponent is microing to run away or not. As Kimo 140 population, reDo struggling to get up to his 145 population. So Kimo does have that advantage. He's more than made up with that for that town center deficit by just getting fortified town centers. I love the idea, but he is on a timer to some degree. He needs to get this position back. The battle ball is going to be a big, big help here as he does start to take that one down. As Kimo does have a little bit of a frontline problem. He's only got a handful of HERSIR here. And also heavy throwing axemen, heavy infantry coming through now for Kimo, but it's too late as the battle ball starting to make their way in onto this fight here. With a handful of trolls at the back, he actually can kill off those battle ball with the with the trolls as well, but Kimo opting into not building any myth units just yet. He might start on the myth unit production now that a whole lot of those HERSIR have been taken out, but looks like Kimo can be pulling back here. reDo starting to pull in as well. And we'll see if Kimo can survive here in this game. As reDo pulls in with his army, he's got the town centers, he's got the position, he's got... I don't know how many farms he's got, but I do think he needs to put some more down here. This is one thing that I think Kimo has the advantage here in a way. Does either player have built a market yet? Let me have a look. No market for Kimo. There is a market for reDo, and I think reDo's been trading with that market quite a bit here in this game to help his food situation out. As he does push in with this army. The battle ball is doing a lot of damage here, but that's just because Kimo doesn't have his HERSIR out here at this point. More battle ball starting to come in as the fighting continues. And nice fight, Frost Giant spawn for reDo. It looks like reDo here is going to be able to clean up this fight to some degree. He's just got too much population at this point. As the Frost Giants hanging in here, doing everything they can. We do see the HERSIR. Look at that micro there. 3 HP invincible HERSIR. Great micro from Kimo. Reactionary micro from Kimo to deal with that. As the HERSIR jump onto the Frost Giants, and reDo does have to retreat back. reDo's still trying to get to that next stage. We see some HERSIR. They've found the gold villages. This could be lights out for Kimo. He's got to retreat away, get up onto this gold mine potentially over here. Finally, with reDo spotting this one. So throwing Axeman coming over here to try and deal with these HERSIR. But look at the difference. 81 HP, dealing about 10, 11 damage. 10.4 damage here for the HERSIR with 169 HP. There's just no point in the throwing Axeman. There is just no point. I'm surprised to see these players both doing it, but look at this. The battle ball coming through now for Kimo manages to take that town center down. Great play there. We do see the villagers onto this position now as reDo starting to raid this one heavily here, but the HERSIR are in hot pursuit. Kimo going to be able to stay alive for a little bit longer. He's still on this gold mine as well. As is reDo going Mythic Age? He is not going Mythic Age, I do not believe. Not just yet. I'm a bit surprised to see that. Kimo also not anywhere close to that next stage. He's been spending his resources nicely. If we take a quick look at the post-game while we're going on, kill loss, very, very close. But reDo able to hit that Mythic Age significantly earlier than Kimo. Got to ask the question why that is. And I think it's the villager difference. It's the raid difference. And it's just the overall pressure difference in this game that reDo's managed to put onto here. But with Hell coming through, that means Fire Giants are coming in. And I tell you, I'm telling you once, and I'm telling you twice, and I'll tell you a third time, what beats Hell? It's not really Fire Giants. If you make mass trolls, 1, you deal with the Nidhogg. 2, you deal with the enemy Fire Giants. 3, they cost cheap. They're cheap, so that means you can catch up and get to the Mythic Age yourself. But we'll see how it's going to go. Because trolls, they get 200% bonus versus myth units, which is a big deal, as opposed to the battle ball, which for some reason doesn't get any bonus versus myth units. So there's the big things. As the dwarves are being pushed back, reDo gets a huge amount of damage there. Kimo has to figure out how he's going to get himself to the Mythic Age here, and what he really needs to do. And look at this from reDo. This is so smart. reDo's gone, you know what? I don't have any gold. I'm not going to panic and send my dwarves to their death, but I'm going to just grab wood and I'm going to start abusing the market. I'm going to sell my food. I'm going to sell my wood. I'm going to keep on getting that gold in until I hit that Mythic Age, and then he's going to find himself push forward onto this gold mine here. That's his plan here. I love that idea. Not panicking because he's not got any gold right now, but aware that of what he needs to do moving forward here. As the market coming up for Kimo, Nidhogg getting dropped down onto this position. Kimo does have some throwing axe, but he does not have Axe of Muspel just yet. Does take a little bit of time to get that one through, as the Nidhogg can get some good damage done over here. Kimo now able to advance to the next stage. He's going through Hell. He is late on that one. The HERSIR still getting good damage done. This Nidhogg, before Axe of Muspel comes in, absolutely annihilates the throwing Axeman here. As the Troll could go over and start getting some good damage done. Kimo's going to pull back into his main base here as well. And we'll see how things are going to go as the villagers getting pulled off of this position. Nidhogg comes in, absolutely annihilates those villagers. Kimo losing all these villagers is such a big deal, as we do see a battle ball. It's spotted these dwarves over here. reDo still not pushing forward onto this gold mine. I'm surprised to see that, because he's got all the initiative right now to make that work. As Kimo getting pushed back, the Nidhogg coming in. Do we see watchtowers coming in? That'd be a big help for Kimo moving forward here. He could also sneak in onto this gold mine yet again. I think Kimo is kind of desperately trying to figure out where reDo's getting gold. And now the dwarves are moving forward onto that gold mine. The Nidhogg getting pulled back here. Hometown center in a lot of problems. But the temple getting taken down. Is there a temple up for Kimo? Answer, no. And the relic gets dropped. The relic gets dropped. Does he pick it up? Why pick it up? Just leave birds to kick everything there. It's not that good of a relic. Just leave it there. Nah. Obviously, he doesn't care now because he's not full HERSIR, but battle ball getting taken down. Nidhogg going to clean these units up as best as they can. Axe of Muspel starting for reDo because he knows that Hell is on the way. reDo throwing his Nidhogg away. This is not what you want to be doing. The Nidhogg is such a powerful beast in this matchup of just raiding gold mines after gold mines. Nidhogg should get thrown down on this position in all honesty, but not happening. There's the Nidhogg, has been taken down. Kimo has dropped down to 91 population. Does not get a Fire Giant out for free because he did not have a temple there. I don't see a temple anywhere on the map here for Kimo either. So yeah, no free Fire Giant. Not able to spend that favor. He's got 0 resources in the bank. reDo is pulling away with this game here. The Nidhogg trying to take out all those throwing axemen here. Doing a good job of it, but idle units all over the place here for Kimo. He's not on this gold mine. We see a trade route started as well for reDo, realizing this is kind of the last gold mine that he has. So why not start the trade route here as the Nidhogg is now half HP'd. Throwing axemen getting taken down. Villagers getting pushed off of this food over here. Farms coming up over here. Kimo desperately trying to figure out how to come back in this game. He does push in onto this dwarves over here. Going to start getting that damage done. But the throwing axemen is still in here. Getting this damage done. So many dead throwing axemen here. But 570 HP. It's almost dealt with. One easy way to deal with a Nidhogg without using all of this population is you just send trolls or fire giants and look at the damage. The damage onto this Nidhogg. In fact, the troll almost heals itself back up by the time the Nidhogg gets its second shot back in. So it's almost invincible against the Nidhogg as it drops down to 400 HP. The dwarves pull back. They're going to come back onto this gold one. I'm sure an ox cart is on its way. As more longhouses coming up over here and everything else. We do have the HERSIR coming in onto this position as well. As reDo's slowly starting to march over here and deal with this. Kimo pushing up here for one last ditch attempt at surviving. But how do you deal with the Fire Giant? Oh, I told you, it's trolls. Trolls deal with the Fire Giant. In fact, mass trolls here probably could bring Kimo back into this game. He's got 100 favor. That's like probably 7-ish trolls with Hammer Troll upgrade coming in. There's no HERSIR really for reDo at this point. So it would be a great idea as the Nidhogg does end up getting sniped down. Fire Giants killing off the heavy throwing axemen. And Kimo, in that moment, does tap out. GG. Well played by reDo. What a game here. Somehow reDo managing to make up for that that deficit in boots of kick everything here. Kimo did win that first fight fairly convincingly, and that should have given him the advantage. He missed this gold mine, came back, didn't really get the damage done that he wanted to. Took a pretty bad fight, started being thrown axemen, which I do think is a mistake in this matchup. You can build them in the start if your opponent opens with something silly and you see them go for like forward food and advance late. You can make a big push with 2 longhouses and a temple, make a handful of throwing axemen. But in general, I do think the best way to play is just say, get some wood, get some farms, get more HERSIR, get more HERSIR, get more HERSIR. Don't waste your time with throwing axemen here, and I think Kimo would have found a win. But reDo, very, very well played. Great control in this game. Great town center grabbing, great economy. We take a look at the post-game. I think this will tell a good story here. Look at the resources. Incredibly close. But when it comes up to here, look at the difference. And this is just happening because of civilian count difference to some degree from reDo. And also the raids coming through from reDo as well onto Kimo, whereas Kimo not really hitting the raids onto reDo in the mid-game kind of portion. Gave reDo enough of an advantage to get that Mythic Age first. Get that next gold one, stay alive, win the game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.